We are often asked what are learner-led conferences. Learner-led conferences are an important part of the reporting process. They differ from our traditional parent contact that we used to have in the past, and some schools do still follow. They allow the children to have a conversation in a triangle between the parent or carer, the teacher and themselves, in celebrating what they've achieved in learning and also what their next steps are. Learner-led conferences allow children to have dialogue with parents and carers about their learning, not just at the conference, but it helps promote it on a daily basis, because we're well aware that some children go home at the end of the school day and share in quite a lot of detail what their learning's been and what they've been up to during the day. But we know that a lot of children are typical in saying it's fine, it's been a good day, and that's about all the conversation they'll get. So working towards learner-led conferences through children discussing pupil portfolios on a weekly basis allows children to be more relaxed and more able and more confident in talking about their learning on a daily basis, which we hope will filter through to parents at home.
The benefits of these conferences are numerous. Many will be mentioned in the research section and throughout the video, but there are a few that we would like to highlight just now. They help to direct future learning. Teachers use the children's next steps to plan, and children also plan how they are going to address their next steps. Children can be grouped according to different targets. For example, in writing, there can be a group who need to work on punctuation and a group who need to work on description. Learner-led conferences also provide an opportunity for open and honest dialogue. The children will know from regular feedback in class how they're getting on, so there is no need for secret information sharing between teacher and parents. We would like to emphasise that if you have any concerns about your child's learning, behaviour, relationships with peers, etc., please make us aware of them at the time so that we can help. Don't wait until learner-led conferences. Please be assured that we will also be in touch with you if we have any concerns. It really importantly allows parents, children and teachers to celebrate the child's success together. The children are always very excited to show their parents their work and are proud of all of the effort that they have put in. The process of learner-led conferences gives children a chance to develop and use real-world skills such as self-reflection and evaluation, organisation and communication. They also have to take responsibility for their own learning, which is when we see the most progress from children. When they see comments in their jotters, they may not read them or understand what they mean, so verbal feedback and discussion of learning is much more effective as they take it on board more and understand what it is that they have to do to improve. Starting this process in Primary 1 means that all children can have this positive experience, and in practising throughout the years they become skilled at talking about their strengths and next steps and knowing themselves as a learner. I'm now going to share some research with you. Here are some quotes from Hattie, Absalom and Bastiani.
What will happen on the night? You'll be allocated a 30-minute slot. The time will begin with your child going through their record sheet and showing examples of good work. They will tell you what they're enjoying, doing well with and what they're finding tricky. Your child will also have the opportunity to show you around the classroom and any work they may have on the wall. The teacher will drop into your conversation to ensure that your child has remembered to share key information such as achievements, significant improvements and main targets and next steps. There will be up to 3 conferences taking place in the classroom, so the teacher will rotate around these, ensuring they give the children an opportunity to begin by themselves. In order to create a relaxed and formal atmosphere, there will be background music. The following is an example of an infant pupil during a learner-led conference.
Is there anything else you want to show me in your tray? What about this big lovely piece of paper? This is about all your learning.
That and then the reds are bad.
So the reds aren't...
Talk away to listen and that's like count.
Okay.
So what they went.
So the reds...
I need to really work on.
Well, yes, so the red ones are the ones that we need to work a little bit harder on. And the green ones are...
Don't need to work on a piece of cake. Orange, I'm still struggling, but I think Mum was getting there.
Excellent, okay, so let's see. Blueberries? Why, did it not taste very nice?
without many.
Oh.
And that's
And is this, what would this be? Is this your recipe card? Is that for you? Healthy food.
and then that's just my guide.
And what is this? Yeah. No, I still have
Here's an example of a senior pupils learner-led
I
conference.
can write numbers in a variety of ways. We did that in here. We wrote down the word form of numbers and the number form of words.
So you were shown the written and you changed it into numbers, and you were shown it in numbers
Yeah.
and you changed it into written. Okay.
Yeah, and I gave myself a reading for that, for all three of them as well. And my next step is to, at some point, learn long division. It's more of a goal, but
What to expect from your child? Of course, expectations will be different for each child in terms of their delivery of the conference. This will depend on a variety of factors such as the age of your child, the confidence, stage of development, and additional support needs. Children will all be starting at different places with their ability to articulate their learning progress, but it is about every child having the opportunity and starting their own journey towards confidence in discussing their learning. You all know your own children and will know how to support them appropriately. They will show you examples of work and around their classroom.
We like learner-led conferences because you get a chance to speak with your parents about what you've been learning in class and also in school.
You also get to tell your parents what you could improve on and what you are good at.
Because like me, some people in the school usually just go home from school and don't tell their parents anything about what they've been doing.
How do we help the children prepare? Each child will have the opportunity to talk with their teacher and evaluate and reflect on their learning. The children will be encouraged to create their own next steps where possible. We want this to be the child's own work and for them to have ownership of it. The children will go through their work and select pieces that they want to show you. Children will practice what they'll say with a peer to help them be more confident and in order to receive feedback about their delivery and how it can be improved. The teacher will listen in to a practice conversation, encourage and give feedback, support and advice where necessary. Each older class will pair up with a younger class to practice. The older children will support, encourage and help the younger children with what to say and when to show their work and aim to boost their confidence. The older children will also benefit from going through the structure in detail with someone else and identifying how they can make their delivery as articulate as possible. Here's an example of a primary 7 pupil practicing with a primary 1 pupil.
Okay, so Ella, can you read the numbers 1 to 5 for me?
Yeah.
So it's that one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A 5. That was a good one. Right. Can you read the numbers 6 to 10? Okay, what's that one?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's amazing, Ella. Right. Can you write the numbers 1 to 5? And how about the number 6 to 10? Good. So, if you had a couple objects, would you be able to count them and find how many there was? Yeah? So, what do you want to learn next?
200.
Awesome.
What happens afterwards? In class, after learner-led conferences, children will continue to take part in self and peer assessment in a variety of subjects. They will also continue to evaluate their learning and progress regularly through the use of their portfolios. Children and teachers will continue to have dialogue with regards to learning and next steps. Children will be encouraged to improve on and use more evaluative language rather than listing all the things they've learned or done, focusing on the why, and children explaining why they are proud of something or why it is a good piece of work or a next step. Children will be encouraged to take ownership of their learning and be motivated to work towards achieving their next steps. We hope that the children sharing their successes and next steps with home will be a further motivating factor in improving their learning. In school, children will be given more regular opportunities to share and discuss their learning, that is their progress and next steps, with peers, teachers and children from other classes in order to support their continual development in articulating their progress and learning. This should enable children to become more confident and have a deepening understanding of the process. So we would hope that you would see an improvement in your child's abilities to articulate their learning over time. At home, we would encourage you to ask your children regularly about their learning. We hope this experience will open up more specific dialogue about progress and next steps, rather than general discussion about what happened that day. We would encourage you to ask children why their artwork was so good, or why they found that piece of writing tricky, and discuss with them how to take that forward in order to continuously improve. We hope that this process will enable you to receive much more regular and detailed feedback about your child's learning throughout the year, and will also show children that you value their efforts at school and are interested in their progress and how you can help with it.
Learner-led conference. My gran and my mum help me know how well I'm doing in my book.
I like learner-led conferences because your parents get to see what you've been learning and how you've been learning it.
I like learner-led conferences because it's not just because your parents get to come, they get to see your classroom and all your designs that you've been doing and learning.
Thank you for watching our video about learner-led conferences. We hope it's been useful. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.